Phase 2, expand the small island of the 3 C's and 3 T's by growing more coffee, more tea, and attracting more tourists. And this is exactly what has happened. If you look at coffee, we used to get 2 million bags. We are now at 9 million bags. If we have not yet hit 12 already, and we are targeting 20 million bags. Tea, by the time Amin came in, we were exporting 23 million kilograms. By the time NRM came in, only 3 million kilograms were being produced. We are now at 60 million kilograms. Although the price has gone down, but that's another matter. Phase 3, we have diversified the money economy by commercializing products that the colonialists had neglected as not being cash products or cash crops. They would, for instance, take maize as a mere non-money food crop for subsistence consumption by Ugandans. In the meantime, Uganda would import packed maize flour, kawunga, from Kenya of the maize meal brand. I remember even the brand. It was called maize meal. This was the same story with processed milk. Well, the ancient cattle keepers of Uganda would be wallowing in poverty caused by moneylessness. Uganda would be importing processed milk from Kenya of the KCC brand, powdered milk from Denmark, and condensed tinned milk from New Zealand, Australia, Switzerland, and so on. I remember seeing those imported dairy products in the distant Indian shops at Ntungamo. I don't know whether you can find Ntungamo on the map, but there were condensed milk tins in Ntungamo, small tins. You read on the cover, New Zealand. Imagine. And yet I was just keeping cows 2 miles from the shops, but my milk could not go in the shops. The Banyankole, as usual, gave a non-complimentary name to the condensed milk that I would not like to repeat here. Because you know, the Banyankole somehow, they don't like these foreign products. So this condensed milk was given a certain name which I cannot repeat here. Like the Banyankole also gave a name to rice. They also gave it a certain name. But I don't want to go to jail for promoting slander against the rice and against the condensed milk. Phase 4 saw us beginning to implement number 5 of our 10 points program. Remember number 5, build an economy which is integrated, independent, and self-sustaining. So therefore, here the phase 4 saw us beginning to implement point number 5 of our 10 points program. This is building an integrated, independent national economy through vertical and horizontal integration, vertical and horizontal linkages. This involved adding value to our raw materials and horizontally linking the different sectors, agriculture with manufacturing by agro-processing, when you process an agricultural product, oba okwataganya obulimi n'obulunzi n'amakolero. When you process an agricultural product, you are linking agriculture with manufacturing. Services with manufacturing, such as using our electric vehicles and pikipikis to supply our transport sector. Now, when you use the Kayora, the electric bus, manufactured, it is now in the transport service. So you are linking manufacturing with our sector of services. Remember, the sector of services has been linked with Japan all this time. Tubadde okukwatagana kati y'entambula yaffe n'amakolero gaffe. They were not connected. We were locomoting around using Japanese vehicles. In other words, our services sector, our transport sector, was linked with Japan, not with Uganda. That's what NLM was telling you. So when you process the milk from Rwakitura until I can drink it here in the cup, as we say, from the garden to the cup. From the garden to the cup. That's vertical integration. That's vertical. Naekati, when the milk now goes into Uganda hotels, instead of, what was the milk they were getting from Europe? Noodle, something, I don't remember. Noodle, from Europe. That means your bulambuzi, your tourism, ekwatagana na industry za Bulaya na agriculture ya Bulaya. There is no connection between your industry with your agriculture and with your industry and with your tourism, your tourism sector. This involved adding value to our raw materials and horizontally linking different sectors, agriculture with manufacturing by agro-processing, services with manufacturing, such as using our electric vehicles and pikipikis to supply our transport sector, or using our agriculture to serve our hotels, the hospitality sector. Those are the linkages. Horizontal, from raw material to finished product, and horizontal, sector by sector. This adding value increases the value of products by transforming a kilogram of coffee from giving us US dollars 2.5 as a raw material to a kilogram of roasted, ground, and packed coffee, giving us US dollars 25 to 40. If you can show some of that coffee by Tugume, the other boy of Ntungamu, it would be good for the audience. That is the coffee now. Show us that coffee. Oh, that is already happening in Ntungamo. Ntungamo, pure box, private bag marra. Ntungamo had no post office box number. We would say Ntungamo private bargain barrier. But now Ntungamo is getting on the map now. So it does not only give us more money, but it also creates jobs for us. In some of the activities, such as dairy, the vertical integration has gone far. In others, such as coffee, we are still struggling to begin. Phase 5 has been entering the knowledge economy by making automobiles, vaccines, etc. Now, this is a new economy, knowledge economy, which is what Europe and to some extent Asia has been monopolizing, producing machines, producing vaccines, producing medicine, computers. We are now going there. Show us those, the Kayoras, the vaccines, show us if you have them. What's that? Who are those? Oh, Biofarm. Magora. That is now a new economy. It is not just agriculture or processing milk or maize. It is now a product of the brain, of the intellect. The brain, because some of the countries like Japan don't have raw materials. They don't have land, they don't have agriculture, they don't have minerals. But they use their brains to use other people's raw materials and become very rich. Japan, I think, is the third richest country in the world now. Now, in our case, we are lucky. We have agriculture, based on our own crop, our own agriculture. We have manufacturing using our raw materials. We have our services. And we have our educated people who can do all these things, as you can see. So we've got everything. Nothing to compare with Japan or South Korea. Those ones only have now only the brains. You people, you have got the brains and plus. With these moves, our economy has moved from US dollars 4 billion in 1986 to now US dollars 55 billion by the exchange rate method, and US dollars 168 billion by the PPP method. PPP is the purchasing power parity method. By the end of this financial year, June 2025, our economy will be US dollars 59.3 billion by the exchange rate method, and US dollars 168.5 billion by the PPP method. When our oil will start flowing by July 2026 next year, the size of our economy will be US dollars 75.37 billion by the exchange rate method, and US dollars 214 billion by the PPP method. By adding value to most of our raw materials and deepening the services sector and agriculture, we intend to grow our economy to US dollars 500 billion in the next few years. I told our people, and we discussed, and I showed them that our economy could grow 10 times bigger than it is now, because we already have the raw materials. By simply adding value to the raw materials we have, the economy will jump 10 times. Like the coffee. Instead of getting $2.5 per kilo, if you get 25, even without talking about 40, that's how many times? 2.5 times, 25 is 10 times. If it is more, so that's why I don't want to hear to be in this. We have now come into the lower middle income status, but I am convincing our people to jump and go to the high middle income and also become first world in the next few years.